We're talking about UCC codes, Uniform Commercial Codes, that sovereign citizens use to manipulate the law. Sovereign citizens would use these tactics to say that, the things that they're doing is legal because they are now free, and the information that you have on them is to accounts and assets that belong to them by right of, by right and due of whatever reason. Now, we were also talking about the light that they shed on Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and her former friend that's currently going through court proceedings. But why the hell they don't show the light on them court proceedings of a lady named Heather Tucci? I'm not going to say her full name because I guarantee you go Google Heather Tucci, you're going to find a movie director of someone you've never seen their movies. Why? Because her movies look like they're wholesome and good and they might have a message. And I believe that the system is filtered. You only see what they want you to see. It's not that sex sells and violence sells. It's that because that's the only damn thing they want to sell. You can't see the good movie about something else because it's filtered. Just like the damn court proceedings. If you look up Heather Tucci CNN, you're not going to find shit. But if you look up Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez CNN, oh my God, there's shit dating back 2 years almost now. You see what I'm saying? It's a filter there. Where the hell are the good things? If you go, we said this, Buds, if you go and Google positive black movies in the 90s, they only give you Sister Act, Waiting to Exhale, Baps. Okay? Try not to cuss here, but Baps. Yeah. Baps.
Do they not understand Baps was the first City Girls?
with the goals on their mouth.
So they leave out, it's soul food. Can't forget soul food. Oh God.
I know you lying.
That was one of the stories. Mama.
Well, Faith.
Hey.
Hey, fuck my husband.
Fuck the family.
But it was stuff like that, that you don't see now. When you go and look at old movies on Netflix, that's not what's on there. The black leading roles. You don't see, well, you might see you do see Soul Food, you see Sister Act. Hell, you see Baps. Well, you gotta go somewhere else.
First of all, you gotta go on BET to catch anything.
Even though Tyler Perry damn their own BET. He's everywhere. Everything's Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry movies, Tyler Perry clips, Tyler Perry sitcom, Tyler Perry short movies, introducing Tyler Perry plays. Like, that's what it looks like when you scroll down BET. I'm just saying, when you got BET Plus, that's what it looks like. Tyler Perry, movies from the 90s you may have forgotten. Tyler Perry. All right? Just saying. That's what it looks like. New drama series. There's a filter. I feel like there's a filter. And the only reason I brought up the UCC code thing is because I went to court. I was in court and I had seen a guy, a black guy. He was standing there.
He was in court a couple of times.
So he's in court and he gets up there and they're like, the defendant has chosen to represent himself. And I looked and I said, man, that's a black man. Go ahead, black man. I see you. Now, yes, go ahead. Got my Tiger Woods on in court. All right. So he went to speaking and he was letting them know, who he was, how he represents himself. Then he started using some UCC codes, commercial code this, commercial code that, and then just dive straight off the deep end. And I stand on truth and square to Allah, I give all praise. And I was like, wait, it's not where we at. I get where you're going, but this is not where we at. We're not a temple, we're in court. I kind of need you to stay on target. You're off task. And he flashed out so much that, the judge kicked him out of court. So, needless to say, I got detained a little bit after that. I got detained probably about 4 to 5 months after that court proceeding. And when they put me in a cell, my cellmate was that guy that was in court. So, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't. It's like this can't be a coincidence. There's no such things as coincidences in my opinion. And yeah, I had told the guy, I said, yeah, you flashed out, bro. You messed up. I don't know what you doing. I don't know what you got going on, but the way you handled that was not good at all. You did very, very horribly. So he went to explaining certain things about being a sovereign citizen. He even showed me his paperwork. Like he is not a citizen of the United States. He is his own state, his own government, and that doesn't stop you from still being under U.S. you know laws and jurisdiction and shit. But he thinks like he's some type of damn international just staying here in the states. But if you look at the application on the application, the first thing that it states is not ask you, but more of commands from you is that you give all allegiance to Allah as your God, claim to be Muslim and part of the tribe of Canaan. Okay? And if you look in the Bible, it says that the Canaanites were cast out. They weren't a part of the lineup. But anyways, and the Ammonite as well. Now, if you look online, I'm not sure if you'll find this application. Okay, this is something that I seen with my own eyes, and it goes on to basically emancipate you from the United States. Pretty much the same thing that the Constitution does for the United States from Britain. Okay, but you basically giving up your religion and everything else, or what are your beliefs, your spirituality, just to be free and be able to. Now, this was what they were doing. At the end of the day, this was the whole thing. To be able to just basically take money from the government and put in your own bank account. Okay, but what they would say is you'll put it in a trust. But the trust is still here in the United States. The trust is still governed by the federal government. And you just wire transferred from the Federal Reserve to another bank in the United States. Now, I can understand why they did not want to put this on, I guess national news or whatnot. It was still, you could still look it up. It was the newspapers. It was on local news. You can look it up on Knox News, I think, or something. But at the same time, it's ignorant. And I felt like they shouldn't have filtered that. They should have shed light on it. Because now you have more ignorant people out there that's doing it again. It's in the media again. You just have to know where to look. And you will find people using they will call themselves sovereign citizens. It's a movement. It's a movement. They believe that they're setting themselves free. Now, I've had conversations with people about this, conspiracists, things of the sort, that, believe that they are cattle, that they're used as a number to generate funds because there's no gold to base all the money they print every day. There's no gold or any type of silver or anything to give that money value. The dollar is just a piece of paper. But then they say that it's not a piece of paper, and you, my boy, are the value, or you, pretty face, are the value. We're the value, guys. We're the value, ladies.
Exactly, and that's why they encourage.
But do you believe that? Do you believe that your number on your Social Security is a federal bank account that they have?
If you actually look up that number, it's like the route number to an actual bank though. So it's not just somebody making this shit up. Like if you actually put that number on the back of your Social Security, it's gonna pop up as a bank on Google or wherever you search at. That's actually a route number, a banking FDIC number. So it's like the people that saying this, and I saw this, like I I don't want to say I saw it, but like somebody said it a while ago, and I didn't think nothing of it, but they actually put it in front of me, and it actually popped up as like theirs popped up as like a bank in Chicago or some shit. No, it wasn't from Chicago. It's just that's where they.
I mean, I'm just asking.
No, they wasn't from Chicago. It's just that's where they. I guess their money was being trickulated at. But when they say we're just numbers, I actually believe that we're just numbers sometimes.
No, we are just numbers. They don't know us. We're
They don't.
we're tax ID number. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think they so not getting abortion, making abortions illegal? Because if people stop having babies or people don't have babies, then the price they're gonna, the price of the dollar is gonna go down. The price of the dollar is gonna go down. That feeds into what you were just saying. That's the reason why abortions they've been trying to make abortions illegal. Because if population goes down, the price of the dollar goes down.
Let me ask you a question. Since we're talking about this, but I want to stay on this line though. All right, and the line is the filtering system. Okay. Anyways, why all of a sudden abortion is a big thing? Why is abortion all of a sudden a big thing? We're cattle, right? You're saying that they're making abortion illegal because they need to keep the population up. Well, why all of a sudden does the population need to be up?
Because they killed everybody off of Corona.
I can agree with that. Not seriously though. Now all of a sudden the population slim. They gotta they gotta re up.
I don't know. That's a good question. Well,
they don't.
That is a good question.
They don't promote Planned Parenthood like they used to on the radio. I used to hear Planned Parenthood ads every other song.
You noticed that, right?
I don't hear nothing about Planned Parenthood. I don't even see places.
I mean, a lot of it.
I mean, they could promote it all they want. They still gonna do what they want.
Oh, they want to keep certain people in a certain area in a certain control factor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to control you. So like, I don't know how to put it, but like, I don't know how to put it. But it's a control thing. So the more babies you have, the more people that they have that, will be on Section 8 or will be on government assistance, will be on this thing or on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
There's more people to make more money off, pretty much.
So, all right. So what you're saying is, even though a lot of people fuss at the fact of having to use their tax dollars to pay not Social Security, but food stamps, Section 8, government assistance. All right. But the amount of government assistance that's given out on top of the amount of money that's given out for stimuluses, the amount of money that's given out for different programs, is there that much tax money or tax dollars being given to the government for them to be able to give out that much money throughout the year, including the monies they give to different states, different organizations? Is it feasible to say that the money that you're receiving for government assistance goes on to the lines of you saying there's money in this particular bank account, or that you are the foundation that the dollar is based on?
All right, think about it like this. How much money the government prints out money every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why why there's, we in debt to certain people, that and the price of the dollar. That's why you can't go to the store. You can't get 4 bags of chips for $1 no more, because of how much money the government prints out every day. So the price of the dollar is actually going down without it actually going down. That's why you have stuff like inflation and stuff. So if the government needs to find a way to bring that back up, if they got to bring the price of the dollar back up, how do you do that? If we printing out too much money, that's the reason why. If you have too much, like for example, the reason why, say a stone like a quartz or something, the price of that so high is because it's so rare, right? The rarer the item, the higher the price, right? The higher the item is that's right? That's how it works, right?
Right. The more rare, the more value.
Yeah, exactly. So if the government is printing out all of this money every day, that means they're driving down just to help pay off the debt, just to buy all the gas and shit, just to put money in their pockets, pretty much. how do you keep it? How do you keep from making your own country go to a third world country by doing that? You give some of that money, and I'm giving away $300 billion. It's almost like that money that I'm putting out. It's not losing its value because I don't have it. Like so, if I had like I make $100 a day, but I'm giving $70 away. I'm still bringing in $100 a day, but I'm giving out more money. So that way, it kind of balances itself. It keeps it from crashing. It keeps me from going broke. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
get it.
So yeah, you pretty much reinvesting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's their way of reinvesting by the more people that get on Section 8, that's the more money I gotta give out. That's the more money I can write off on my taxes at the end of the year.
Yeah, but how does that go with?
Point. Like the stimulus checks. What did they give us stimulus checks for?
But yeah, but what is that money based on?
The money that we're what? The
The
money that
money,
we were
like
printing
yeah,
out?
like we printing it every day. It used to have something that can hold its value. What holds the value of a dollar? That's what we're saying. What holds the value of a dollar?
People.
So you, how much are you worth? How much am I worth? You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we
Yeah.
worth? Like, what's the value? When a baby's born, if a baby's born every day and they're printing out that much money for that day, uh, how much is that baby's worth? And what are you basing it off? Did you know that baby was coming that day, or you just printing out money and then when you receive that number or that social security registration or birth certificate registration, got another one. You know what I'm saying? You DJ Khaled out here. I'm just trying to find out. I'm just trying to understand how uh, that how can we be the foundation or the basis of the value of a dollar? And then
Well, every day is price. You gotta think about it. When you go to jail, you get a bond. That's how much your freedom is worth to them at that point. You know what I'm saying? If you get a ticket, that's how much that's how much you know your infraction that is worth. Like your clean slate is worth to them.
so is that
Your
why?
job, they give you a salary offer. That's how much your work ethic is worth to them. So at the end of the day, everything you do has a different price. No
Okay,
matter
so
what you
say
do,
this
you
then.
go to
Is
the
that why
doctor.
these people that go to become a sovereign citizens say that the money is owed to them then? Because now they're free. I'm just going off of what you said. You said that, you know,
Yeah, it would make sense, right? I'm free now, so why? You owe me that money that
that that you
since I'm
used
not
that you used
paying
on me
you
for that many
my
years.
life. Give me that. I deserve that money to myself.
You so you agree with, well, not agree, but you understand or kind of relate to their thought process on the whole matter.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm not gonna say I agree, but yeah, for the most part, when it comes down to like if I'm bringing you money to your country, if I'm no longer part of your country, I want my money. That the amount of money that you are making out for me to be here in your country paying taxes and shit, I want that to myself now. I deserve that.
And they're using commercial codes to in court to say that you're not you're holding me under distress. You're kidnapping me
Exactly. Pretty much.
because now I'm free. So you're kidnapping me and detaining me for taking my money from you that you're trying to steal from me. You owe me this money. This is my money, and I want you to give it to me like JG Wentworth and give it to me now.
Think about it like this: human beings are we're the only things on this living things on this earth that actually pay to live on this earth. Why is that? Why is that?
That's a good question.
We're the only people.
So does this tie in with your credit though? So like how do you have credit? Like how all of a sudden somebody says you're you're good enough to
Really,
buy $80,000 car?
do you really have credit? That's one of the biggest scams. Because if we had credit, why do we have three, four, five different credit numbers? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why is it not all the same? Like, why when I go on Equifax, they say I got a fucking 750, go on goddamn and they say I'm at a 570. Make it make sense.
Because
If
one
y'all are
doesn't
all credit bureaus,
because
why do
well
we
yeah, they don't report every I don't believe that
So TransUnion, Equifax, and what's the other one? It's three of them. That are the top three. There's the top three. That's so if you go on your Credit Karma,
Yeah,
your Wallet
Experian.
Hub, and you got one of them on your phone.
Experian.
They have Experian. They have three different. Those are the only three you see. You never hear about. Even though there's more than three, you only hear about those three.
Yeah, they're called the three major credit bureaus.
All right. Why is there three different ones? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you need, why they don't all like, you know what I'm saying? You go to, let me see. So you go, just be, like, think about it like this. I'm in America, right?
Okay.
I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
I go to Great Britain. I'm still 26 years old. That doesn't change anything just because I went somewhere different. So why should, when I, my credit report here say TransUnion is America and Experian is fucking Great Britain. Why they got two different credit reports for me? Why they got two different? That makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
It's a possible filter there. I'm telling you, bro. It's everything is filtrated, so you don't really know the whole thing. Think about it. Even our own agencies keep secrets from each other here in the United States.
Yeah, true.
So nobody really knows the whole picture or what's underneath the picture that's being painted.
Right.
It's like all this stuff we talking about, you don't really see it being broadcast. You don't hear about it. There's cases that are going on right now with people still doing the same thing where they believe, like you said, that they're free and that money is owed to them, but you don't hear about it. It's not on your Google front page. It's not in your front page newspaper. Who reads newspapers anyway? Like who still subscribe to a newspaper?
Nobody.
You can get it on your phone. It's in the app. You know.
They got. I remember what New Orleans. They was like, oh, we're gonna stop selling paper newspaper after a while. I remember that was
they didn't.
At one time.
No, people still get a newspaper. You don't
Because
hear
everything was going digital.
She throw the newspaper away when they throw it in her yard.
The Time Picayune.
Yeah, and what is the Time Picayune in New Orleans? That's like the number one. That's the number one. That's the only. Well, other than, I mean, we do get the Advocate all the way from Baton Rouge, but they mainly focus on Baton Rouge. But like you gotta see, is the main. That's what I'm saying. It's like they control you with what sells the most. You know what I'm saying? They're not going. Oh,
I think it goes higher. I think that they do more than like control that. They control what's sold. So once you see what I'm saying, it's not that it's violence and sex sells. They promote it to sell.
Exactly. So they pick and choose what they want to actually be successful with.
Right, exactly. They pick and choose what's to be successful. It's not anything being naturally successful. Like people that are naturally successful, you don't hear about those people. And they're probably just as big as those who are selling, the different message.
Hey, now that you say that, that reminds me. Like, for example, there's Jeff Bezos. He's not the richest man in the world. He's not. But there's people that's richer than them. There's people that's richer. There's females that's
more rich.
Oprah. But you only hear about the people, you only hear about who they tell you about.
Nah, I don't know. Oprah's pretty up there.
It's a lot of billions in the world, but they only, you only hear about who Forbes promote as the richest people in the world, or who rich at this point. Like there's a lot of African queens and kings that's rich, unfathomable, like they're rich, but you won't hear on the Forbes list.
Now they got one. They got a prince who's number one on the Forbes list for being top dog. I think he's worth like 11 something billion. I can't remember his name offhand.
You gonna tell me all these rich people in Dubai, but none of them made Forbes top 10?
I think, I'm not sure how Forbes works, but I think you
gonna tell me none of them made Forbes top 10. Make it make sense to me.
You gotta report it, bro. I don't think they report it. I believe you have to report your earnings, or they calculate it.
People, they know how much money you got, because at the end of the day, you still, whether you report it or not, somehow they're gonna make you pay taxes on it. If you got property, they're gonna make you pay. You gonna tell me you're not gonna buy a $1 billion sports car and not have to pay some type of taxes on it every year. They can just take that car loan and write it down as, oh, this is one of his assets. So he got to have this amount of money to even they got to calculate. All right, I got this billion. Like for example, my BMW. You know what I'm saying? How can I go on Google and Google be like, well, yeah, you gonna pay at least 3,000, 4,000 in maintenance every year. How can you tell me that if you don't? They got to be some type of system where they can be like, hey, this man got this car, or he got this property, or he got this, he got that. So in order to have all this, he needs minimum amount of
They
this a
use
year to
information.
maintain all of this.
They use information that they gathered, throughout the web and polls and whatnot. And people are trolls. Not a lot of people, but some people. And all you got to do is put in the wrong information over and over and over. And it doesn't have to be the same person. Many people could have did it, or many people could have put on, in their mindset of how much it should cost to keep maintenance up on your vehicle, whatever the vehicle is, throughout the year. It's just,
But yeah,
but it's the same thing. Like, it's a filtering thing. It's a tactic. It's something that they put out there. I'm gonna project this. This is how much it's gonna. You see what I'm saying? And when you Google it, that's why I use different search engines, because Google not gonna always put what they're supposed to put up there.
that's true. But at the same time, like if I can call BMW right now and ask them how much an oil change is, and they'd be like, "Oh, oil change is $190, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And my car needs oil change every 3,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like you can calculate that to know how much at bare minimum that you need to maintain a vehicle of this sort, property, or anything a person can have. So that's what I'm saying.
But with the
People
oil
know,
change, does
people know,
the filter come with
or
it?
at least how much somebody's bringing in, or how much somebody has assets. You know what I'm saying? For example, that's how Kelly Blue Book worked. Like you telling me you take this year model of a car, you take this amount of damage, these many accidents, and you calculate that all together to tell me how much my car is worth, how much I can sell my car for. So how do you come up with that?
Based off of whatever numbers they're using to calculate. I don't know.
They use so say what I got in the accident. What was the accident? They gonna ask you what type of accident was it? Bumper damage, hood damage. They take the price of that, the bare minimum price of how much it is to replace that. What type of car it is, what's the mileage? Oh, you got so it's 200,000 miles. So they take all of that and they bunch it together and they give you a bare minimum how much your car is actually worth. That's the same way with people. I know how much. That's just like if you tell me you got.
So you're saying that they basing. All right. So what about basing your net, not just your net worth, your assets, but in your little secret account, how much you worth? What they basing that off? In your secret
That's
bank
what
account.
but that's what I'm saying. They doing bare minimum. They're doing bare minimum. So like you said, people actually have to report that to make these lists. That's what that means. I'm saying like these people in Dubai, they're not worried about like
Being
making
on the
no list.
Forbes
They're not
list,
worried about
right?
at the end of the day, if a prince told me he got a fucking one of one Ferrari, and then I go look at the price of that Ferrari, and how much oil change and all this shit, I can calculate how much he needs to make every year just to maintain that one Ferrari. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you're reporting, like when you buy a car, what do you have to do? You go to the DMV, you have to register it. You buy a house, that property. So the government knows what you have. People know what you have. They can take just by the list of what you have, and they can calculate how much it is to maintain a property yearly, and they can judge that by their, like, all right, you bought a house. You know what I'm saying? So you got this house. All right, this house is sitting on this amount of acres. So electricity, use about this much electricity a month. Use about this much water. I can take that and be like, bare minimum, this guy has to make $60,000 a year just to be able to maintain this property.
Okay.
Based on how much electricity you use, how much water you use, and sewage prices, how much of the property tax you pay yearly on here. Bare minimum. I'm not saying this is the actual price, but bare minimum, you have to have at least $60,000 a year just to keep this property or maintain this property. That's why I'm saying it's like next to impossible to not know, unless you got this property in somebody else's name. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in your grandma's name and you just, you still live there, you do all the maintenance, then nobody would never know. But now I know how much your grandma needs to make every year just to maintain that property. She needs bare minimum $60,000 just to keep this property, up and functioning. Oh, just like with a car, your car. Say you buy a new car today. Car note $800. I know bare minimum you need to make at least $800 a month to keep this car.
Mm-hmm.
If not, they gonna come take that shit because you ain't pay your fucking note.
What about insurance?
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
You might get a flat tire.
It's next to impossible to have something and people not know. Like,
Their brake line might come loose.
No, he good. But what?
So all I'm saying is, there's a filter.
There is.
How much are you worth, and how much is in your secret bank account? Not how much you worth based off.
You contributing to America, pretty much.
How much you worth in your secret bank account? Yeah, how much you worth to America for them to have that money in your bank account? And now, just to give you a little insight on how much money was wire transferred for that case. I'm not giving you all the names and all the details. Told you that her name's Heather Tucci. And she supposedly manipulated another guy or someone who was an Air Force veteran to wire transfer out of the Federal Reserve from his so-called secret bank account $3.1 million. Now, him being a military veteran, him being the age that he was, did any of these things contribute to his worth, to his secret bank account?
Man.
You see what I'm saying? And then, all right, him pulling out so much of this money, is that the reason they didn't put it on CNN like they got Megan and Tory?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want people to know, yeah, you're broke, you're in debt, you have bills to pay. Tap into your secret bank account at the Federal Reserve to take care of a bill now. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be promoting it. That would be letting people know, hey, you got a secret bank account. Pay your debt. Use the money based on the value that you are, not based on your assets and what you've collected throughout the years. You broke somebody. I'm talking about pick the stuff that's been collected on your hiney for years now, that's sitting in your secret bank account that you supposedly.
But why would they? Why would they?
Why would they tell you?
If you die, whatever.
They keep that. They go in their pocket. What you mean?
Huh?
It's gonna go in their pocket if I die.
Exactly. But guess what? But if I also tell you healthy, say you healthy and you got a long, illustrious life, and I tell you can stop paying me I can tell you can stop paying me today. You can pay me a one-time payment of what you owe me for life, by tapping into the secret bank account you got. Who losing the most money now?